Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Non-Essential Dialogue. We're your hosts, Tavyn.
And I'm Payne. And this is the show where we make something for mostly our benefit, but also yours. We would probably still be sitting here doing this with 0 views. But thank you for coming and thank you for being here and listening.
Purely masturbatory.
Is that one of the things that we can't say in the first 30 seconds or we get demonetized?
We'll know next week.
Cool. I mean, our first strike was bound to happen at some point. Anyway, I believe it's your turn to stand up and my turn to pull the things. This is where we pull from the top one. This is our medium. This one will show what it is that we're making today. TV, movie, that sort of thing. There's only one left in here, so I guess we'll refill it after this. Comic book.
Sick.
Comic book. I clearly have favorites. I enjoy the comic book ones.
Do you want to give the...
Yeah, so we've streamlined a little bit how we do this one. Last time it was a little confusing, and we kept pulling from a bunch of different sources. We've consolidated them into one, and then we pull 2 prompts like we normally do. So the only thing that changes is one little jug instead of the genre. Got a bunch in here. All right. Let's get something good. Get something good. Ninja.
Oh, that's sick. Okay. Ninja Turtles. Done.
Come on, turtles. Did you put turtles in the prompts bucket?
Animals, but we pulled that on 5.
We already did that one. All right, and then this one, obviously, it's full of prompts. We pull 2 prompts from in here, and those things have to be in the story. Not in a certain way, just it has to be in there somewhere. So we've got Excalibur.
Oh, sick.
And...
Literary RPG. Why do we do this?
Literary RPG? How do we do this to ourselves?
Dog, I think... So we started our first comic book episode talking about how we had kind of come up with a few things in the background to lead towards an earphone warning.
This one's going to be a...
And get us to a certain point, right? To get us not get us to a certain point, but direct us to where we need to go. And I feel like all of these lend us to a particular character that we loved joking around about making. How did you moon?
Oh, no.
Oh, no! Did we pull the perfect one for it?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. It is that time.
It's time.
I can't believe we pulled something so perfect for him.
It's fucking spot on. It's spot on. He's in the motherland.
Ninja.
He's
Excalibur.
got his sword. He's playing a literary RPG where he gets his waifus.
Okay. So there was this scenario in which we pulled some of these that are this is a little bit different than our normal one because occasionally you pull things, and we knew it would happen eventually, that are perfect for a character that we have already talked about a little bit. You know, we've been doing this job together we've been working together since 2018.
Who knows when Christmas on the Square came out? After that.
Yes, because you didn't want to talk to me during that. Anyway, sorry, I definitely wouldn't call us friends for 2018, so maybe 2019. We have done a lot of creation work before. That's kind of why, we started this podcast a couple of times, and it just never felt right. At one point, it was like
entertainment news.
It was like entertainment news, and then it was like video games, and then it was like about gripping and being in the film industry and stuff, and it just all felt, why would you ever go back?
Well, it's like, as soon as the episode airs, it's old news.
It's old news. It's either old news or it's like if you're not interested in the film industry, why would you watch?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Who cares?
I'm certainly not watching.
And so one of those things that we would do on set all the time is just like make up stupid stories. Like we've made a comic book universe before. Oh yeah. You don't want to meet those characters.
You will.
I think if this were rated for YouTube adults only, maybe we would talk about
we're 30 seconds
before.
In.
But yeah, we're more than 30 seconds in. Anyway, but we have crafted stories or joking things before.
That's all we do. So, I mean, when you're sitting in a dark stage for 15 hours and you're stuck and you're not getting peeled, you got to do something that's enjoyable. And ours was flying around on the radio, making jokes, coming up with stupid characters, cool characters, and kind of prompted this entire podcast, kind of prompted this whole direction. Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
we are so we were
One of
doing
the-
prep for a show, and we were sitting there riffing and joking and like talking about your typical I'm going to offend a lot of people here. You're joking about your typical neck beard, goes to the store, knows everything about the comic books.
yes, he is our like comic book nerd in the comic.
It's a
comic
kimono.
book universe. It's a kimono. This is a character, and so all of these things. This one we had sort of created after we knew the podcast was going to exist.
Yeah.
And so we intentionally left pieces blank. Like we've got this character, we've got their like A to B string of maybe what happens to them.
Sort of Pepe Sylvia lines.
Yeah, the Pepe Sylvia red yarn on a bulletin board with pictures. But like we didn't come up with things like the name and stuff like that. It was just like, all right, we'll figure that one out whenever we pull this character.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we do have the bones of this character. This is going to be an interesting one because like typically we like create the character,
We find it.
break, and then find it and come back. And it's like, what?
But we haven't done a lot of backstory.
We haven't done the legwork. So
Yeah.
the question
We've come up with-
for us is like,
We came up with catchphrases.
yes, the question for us is like, what do we want the story that we tell to be about? Is it the origin story? Is it the...
I think it's got to be his origin story, because where we want to take this character, we can't really start in the middle of. Also, we don't have enough characters made to start in the middle.
Sure.
So I feel
think
like
that's
we
a good enough
need to.
plan. I think it's a good enough plan. I have one sentence, I think, about an origin story. So that we've designed
Lay it
at
on
some
me.
point. During a trip to Japan, and I have in parentheses, flesh it out later, he has to be trying to save people, but he doesn't have enough power. That's the parenthetical statement. During a trip to Japan, parentheses, flesh it out later, he has to be trying to save people, but he doesn't have enough power. He sits under some cherry blossoms by the river when a mysterious ancient katana washes up next to him. He knows what he must do. In my head, this guy...
That's it. End the episode.
In my head, this guy wears like a fedora.
100%.
He's got like a plain white tee or I think probably a plain black tee, and then over the top of that is one of those.
It's a sleeveless vest for sure.
Sleeveless vest. In my head, it's one of those shirts that like neckbeards would wear in the 2000s, or like the Guy Fieri shirt that's like a button up, but it's not buttoned, but it's got like flames on it. The like graphic
the bowling shirt.
Yeah, the bowling shirt.
Yeah.
The like graphic.
He's for sure got those rectangular glasses, but his flip up because they're actually his glasses.
Yeah, the sunglasses part flip up on them. 100%.
They're bifocal.
100%. Like khaki cargo shorts. Khaki cargo shorts, long white socks,
Combat
but with
boots.
I was thinking traditional Japanese, like the wooden things with the two little.
Man. Yes.
I don't know what those are called, but but yes, those. So like the long white shit, because he's a ninja now, so we're gonna have to lean a little more into ninja.
Is he okay? So is he a ninja, or is he fighting ninjas,
I think he's.
or is he fighting with a group of ninjas?
I think
What's
this
the
was the
ninjas in
character.
this?
So the ninja is character, which is fine. Like this character is 100% a combination of ninja and samurai.
That's fair. Yeah.
So like I think that's fine.
So he studied the way of the samurai, and to complete his training, he must study the way of the ninjago. Which I think is Bionicles.
Which is the Lego. He's definitely like, I've seen every episode of Lego Ninjago.
They're called Zori or Geta, or the sandals.
The little sandals.
Yeah, and these are the ones that have like the picture they're showing is the one.
Yeah. It can certainly be the one.
I think his are. They're not those. They're
his
flip-flops.
can't be because there's no way he could balance. On
No
those.
chance.
His
No,
is
they're
definitely the
flat
two
ones.
or the flat ones. So sorry, this guy. Let's talk about this guy for a minute. You know, I actually put in here somewhere. Primary powers, incredible sword skills. Secondary. Do you remember his secondary power?
Oh, he's for sure in the kendo club at school, or he takes kendo classes.
Yeah. Do you remember his second power?
His second power. No, I don't. This was so long ago, or feels like so long ago.
It was months, maybe. It was like.
It was when we did that pilot. We were doing prep for the pilot.
Then yeah, it was like.
It was like 4
4 or
months
5
ago.
months ago. Immortality.
Yes, he can't die.
Can't die.
Do we get to bring them in? There are. Do we get to bring in our surrogate?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. So we have not named the sword. It does not appear as though we have named the sword.
Right. We just know he gets a sword, which is like the sword. I.e.
Which would be our, like, not necessarily Excalibur as in, like, Excalibur and he's the King of England, but it is like an incredibly powerful mythical sword sort of thing that this character revolves around. That's his thing. Books.
If you're wondering what we're looking at when we go on our computers, it's usually we're taking notes of what we're talking about so that we can reference them for the first draft or we can reference them for later.
Yeah, there isn't much here, so I'm like refamiliarizing myself with this character so that we can continue onward.
Too much because it does get boring. And if the question you're all wondering is yes, I did use the wrong trim setting on my razor this morning, so my beard is gone.
They were all wondering. I asked them what was wrong with you, and that's what they asked.
You look so pale and sickly.
If your motivation, can I read the motivation as him?
I feel like you're obligated.
I'm obligated to, right?
Yeah.
Motivation: to destroy evil and help those in need, while always maintaining a chivalrous nature. Important to know he is a weeb incel, but the type that is the most virtuous version of this. He always upholds chivalry, but doesn't throw it in others' faces, and instead actually tries to help them.
That's right, because we were like, he's got to be this. He has to be the characterization of this archetype, but he has to actually be.
He's
like
a good
part of it.
Like he's a good guy. He's like
all the positives.
He's
of
like
that.
the no thanks, ma'am kind of thing, but like in the actual way that he's not mad that he doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have a girlfriend because he knows it would take away his concentration, and he would do everything he could to care for her instead of caring for the innocent civilians of the world.
Celibacy is a true chivalry.
Celibacy is a lens through which I can focus. Appearance. Oh, I do have appearance: fedora wearing socks and sandals, katana wielding hero.
Oh, see, we're nothing if not consistent.
Oh, the shirt costume. The shirt is the Howling Wolves. You know.
Yes, it's the wolf shirt.
The 3 wolf shirt with the moon over here. Sunglasses, sandals. Incredible how we immediately reimagined this character as exactly what we had imagined him as the first time. For some reason, down here I have. The only thing down here in family is his dads are gay. He has total ally energy.
Oh, yeah. He's 100% an ally. His dads are gay. Because he comes home after defeat one time. He's got to go home. He's like, Dad.
Dad. He's got, where normally you would have the one scene where like the dad, you know, puts his arm around his son and takes him out to the car and like fixes the car with him and has that scene. You get 2 of those every time. You get the first dad takes him out and fixes the car and gives him some explanation, and then the other dad takes him into the kitchen and like shows him how to prepare a meal, the correct way to grill the steak. So over at the grill on the other side of the house. He gets both the dad talks every time.
One's throwing the football with him. The other's like, all right.
He's
black shoes, black belt.
He's got a baseball glove in one hand. He's catching the football with that dad. He's catching the baseball with that dad.
He's terrible at it. Both of them.
He's terrible at both of them because he's a dork. Both of his dads are like big beefy football dads, and he's a weeb. He's like, Dad, can I go play video games?
I'm sorry, I didn't turn out how you wanted me to.
Dad, I gotta quit the football team. I don't have enough time to focus on my skills with the blade.
Sensei says I don't have enough time to practice.
But they're like super proud when he comes back winning the kendo tournament or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
Just like
They got the my kid's a kendo champion bumper sticker on both cars. They're both soccer vans.
two soccer fans. They've only got one kid.
He doesn't play any team sports.
He's an only child. He doesn't play any team sports.
They hope.
One day.
They'll love him no matter how he turns out.
One day. Yeah.
I love it because you get to take all those like like when your kid turns out gay and it's like, oh, I love my kid no matter who they are, but it's the opposite. It's just
we at some point we get like a flashback of that scene where he's like, Dad, I gotta tell you something. I don't like football. No, you can see the pain in their eyes.
Dad, I'm straight.
Oh. I don't.
He's got his waifu pillow. Me and Kimiko are moving in.
Me and Kimiko are moving in. They open the door. It's him with the pillow. Dad! Okay.
I had consent.
Lock in.
He holds up consent written in Japanese.
Oh. Lock in.
All right, so we're in Japan. There's our... Oh, God. Okay.
So, first we have this character. We have why he would actually be in Japan. So this guy, Kendo tournament. Yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah.
He's certainly American. He's certainly a pasty little white boy.
Yeah, is it college kendo team? It would give a reason to travel, a collegiate kendo tournament.
Did he go to college?
Because they do the kendo class.
My question is, did he go to college?
Yeah, Japanese studies.
For sure, sociology, I guess. Sociology. He wants to know how people work.
Sure.
He wants to save people. He's super interested in foreign lifestyle.
Sociology major?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Terrible with people.
Yes.
Horrendous
Absolutely
social
awful.
skills.
Okay, so he is...
Did his dad's homeschool him?
No, because I feel like his dad's, like, especially if they're, like, big beefcake football guys, to be like, no, go to school, learn how to be a man, and, get bullied.
Incredible.
2025, make bullying great again.
Make bullying great again. So, kendo tournament, he goes to Japan, right? Mm-hmm. So this is his origin story. So we tell a little bit. Is he... I almost asked the dumbest question in the whole world. I almost asked if he was adopted. My choices are immaculate conception, adopted.
Well, I mean, there's plenty. Well, actually, to be fair, a dumb question, but also like there's plenty of people that like gay people that have kids, and then
sure. But I think, sorry, my question was if he's adopted. Here's why I ask: if he's adopted, we can still give him the homeschool background why he's a weirdo, and he goes into the system or whatever, and then the dads adopt him at like a very young age.
Okay.
But he's just too weebed out already.
Just little baby him with a
flora. That's why like they're like hulked out, and he's like weeby pudgy.
He got none of those.
Weeby pudgy kid,
I think adopted.
He didn't get any of that.
Adopted
works because he can be like elementary. He can be like 4th grade or whatever, 3rd grade, 4th grade when they adopt him. And they're like, "You're ours now," and he's like,
He's playing with the Transformers.
Yeah. They're trying to give him the football and the baseball, and he's just like playing with Transformers.
I feel attacked.
I like that. And then it also gives us some like wiggle room later to like mess around with what happened before that. Get tragic backstory stuff.
Sure.
It lets us mess around with like why that was the scenario or why he had to be put up for adoption.
It's just his parents going, this ain't the one.
This ain't the one. For sure they gave him up. Like that has to be his backstory.
They gave up, but they had another kid. So the
Yeah.
shot is like, it's like a cow and chicken where you'll see like from like the chest down.
Yeah, they were just like we need to put energy into this other kid. That gives us even more stuff later to like come back around and
He's got he's like one of his driving like back of the brain factors is I got to prove myself to these parents that didn't want me anymore.
Exactly. So I like that he's adopted. I like the dad's energy. I like him.
The dads are great.
The dads are great. He does kendo.
Yeah,
He
for
goes
sure.
He's
I like the thought that he's at this kendo tournament, right? And he's doing really well. And the kendo tournament gets attacked. Maybe it kind of smashes us right into the thing.
Yeah, I think whatever the city is gets attacked, or maybe not like specifically the kendo tournament.
Like something.
'Cause I think the problem right now is not even a problem. Let me put it to you this way: the way we design this character is he's such a loser, but he's incredibly strong.
Yeah, he is actually talented.
He is an incredible swordsman. He gets basically this Excalibur that we'll make here in a minute, I assume. And he's functionally immortal.
Yeah, I think
so. His first villain can't be the bad guy that sabotaged the kendo tournament.
No,
that's a different story.
I mean, like maybe there's like some sort of fighter going on or whatever, and it causes damage to the kendo thing, and he goes in to try and help.
Yeah, I think like either a monster attacks the city, or
maybe it's small. Maybe we start. I don't think we need to expand crazy right away. But I think, origin story wise, we're gonna go like the ninja direction, right? Because he's already getting like the way of the sword training with kendo. Maybe it's like whatever the hand, from Jackie Chan, but like good guys, or
I had $1 for every time you've mentioned Jackie Chan Adventures on this podcast. It's very influential in your child.
But the idea that maybe it's this organization that is, or like Ra's al Ghul's people from Batman. I can't remember what they're called.
Ra's al Ghoulies.
Ra's al and the Ghoulies.
Ra's al and the Ghoulies.
But there's this benevolent ninja society, secret society that is fighting this villain. And part of that battle pushes into the kendo tournament, and he's in person.
Here's what I love about it. Here's what I don't like about it.
Okay.
I'm not really into him being in a team's the wrong word. In like a society.
No, I mean for training.
Such a
so
weirdo.
He becomes a ninja.
But I do love the idea of this like total ninja society that is like super into it, greatest, ninjas that are left in the modern world doing all this tactical spy stuff and them having to put up with this guy. I like that energy.
Yes. It's kind of the direction I was going with. But also, what if they don't want him? They're just like, no, we're not taking a white boy. But also, like, you clearly don't fit in. You clearly would not be good at this. And maybe it's like our love interest that never happens. The kind of thing that will they, won't they, but they won't. Yeah. Remember we had talked a little bit about that, like this girl that's totally into him, absolutely adores him, and he's just like, celibacy is the way. Is this like the daughter of whoever's in charge of the ninjas is like, they don't want him, but I'll train you. Like feels bad for him or something something along those lines, but
sure.
That kind of pushes that direction. I'm not married to it, but
so the only thing that I need for this character in his intro is a sword fight.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of. I think we have a sword fight. I think we get him in a tournament. He's got all his gear on, so our comic book should open up with him in his full kendo
Sure.
armor, and excuse me, goodness, he should be in full kendo. I swear to God, Dakota, if you got me sick.
Was Dakota sick?
Yeah, I didn't sign a HIPAA paperwork. Anyway, so
That was me staring him down.
yeah, as we have this fight, so we get to see this sick fucking mapped out in the tiles kendo duel, and then it ends, and they're like, "Oh, he's the winner," and he's like, "Oh, yeah," he's excited, and they do the bow, and he goes over and he's like, and takes off his helmet. It's this fucking, and then like, all right, well, the tournament will continue tomorrow with blah 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 blah, blah. And he goes over, and we're on FaceTime with his dads. And they're like, "How'd you do, son?" "I did really well. I think I'm going into quarterfinals."
I love it because he's like a foot shorter than all the other contestants. Like, he's not built for this. This guy, this is one of those like.
I don't think he's chubby. I think he's like the skinny fat, where it's like he's skinny, but like there's not an ounce of muscle on the guy.
In my head, he was a little pudgy, but pudgy in that he might still be strong kind of way.
Okay, that's probably better.
But like,
probably fits better.
Yeah, but not like scrawny weeb. But like
No.
he a little because he's got to be able to win kendo tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's like super scrawny,
Right, he's got to have muscle.
He's got
like it's hard.
If it's not muscle that's doing that, it's got to be like weight or something. That's why weight classes exist in boxing. You can have a 6-pack abs and go up against somebody that's 100 pounds heavier than you, and you're gonna get thrashed, whether they work out or not. So I think for sure he wins this kendo tournament, or maybe we.
I don't think it ends.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it doesn't end.
I think they go into the finals or something
he
like
makes
that.
top cut or whatever,
happens.
and whatever this is happens. So I guess the other question is, do we want to see this happening? Are we doing like A plot, B plot, or is it mostly about him and then this thing happens?
I think we have to have a B plot because I think while this tournament's going on, we've got to see whatever the beginnings of this fight that pulls him into the superhero world happening already. Because I like the lead up. I like the idea that this is building over here.
I also like
while
the
this
lead up
thing is
because we
happening.
need a lead up to the sword. I think if the sword just shows up during all of this, if there's no lead into the sword,
I think maybe that's what the bad guys.
I
So the
think they're
ninjas are fighting a guy.
for it.
Maybe that's what the bad guy's trying to get, and maybe they're protecting the sword, and the sword chooses him.
What if I like that idea? What if leading up to we'll call it the B plot. The B plot is these bad guys. What if they are like Jackie Chan Adventures? What if they are there's gonna be 2 episodes in a row that people are just gonna turn off because they're like, didn't they talk about Jackie Chan Adventures for like 30 minutes in the last
Nah,
episode?
fuck that. Everyone's going to watch this. They're going to watch the episode before. We're talking about Jackie Chan Adventures. And then they're going to go on to Amazon. I'm going to spend the $12 and buy all 3 seasons. And they're going to watch them. And we're going to get another season of Jackie Chan Adventures because of us.
This whole podcast is just an attempt to get to resurrect Jackie Chan Adventures TV show.
Without shame.
You heard it here first. I lost my train of thought. So these bad guys
Yeah.
are trying to find this magical sword.
Mm-hmm.
I think the magical sword has a prophecy, and I think the prophecy says that it's going to show up soon, registered trademark, soon,
TM.
But there's a certain thing that has to happen, and I think that the bad guys are trying to force it to happen so that they can get their hands on the sword. But I think the actual prophecy comes true with our main character.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were right. They read the prophecy. It was going to happen. All the pieces were falling into place.
They were looking the wrong way.
It just so happens that you can't force it because it was supposed to happen to this guy. They were right in that it was going to
Right, you
happen,
can't force
and they
it,
read
right.
it correctly, but maybe they just read something wrong, or it can't be forced. But they were right. It happens,
Yeah.
but it happens to him.
I like that because then we get to, and we'll do this during the first draft, so you guys won't see us sit here and try and draft up a prophecy, but we'll make the prophecy for the first draft
Sure.
and figure out how it kind of ties in both directions, so we can see their ill-attempted attempt at it. Worded myself into a hole there. We'll get to see their attempt at forcing it to come true.
We'll attempt to hear your attempted attempt
words?
at speaking your.
I speak words good. I have the most beautiful words.
I'm
Tremendous words.
I got word gooder.
No one has words better than me. That's all I have to say.
No one word more gooder than you. Yes. Is there anything else in here we need to slide? Oh, I guess the sword itself. The sword itself, we need to come up with.
Yes, it for sure is a katana.
It's for sure a katana.
But does it look like your tourist trap souvenir
I think
katana?
so.
The little plastic wooden sheath and
I think that it is like the most perfect katana.
the handle though has to have like a wolf
in
on the handle. For sure, like at the pommel.
At the pommel, that instead of being like truly an ancient sword that comes up rusted and he fights with it, I think it literally looks like it was sold in a knockoff store yesterday because maybe in the past this sword like was the first samurai sword. It's this ancient
Right, it's been
mythical
around for
sword they
eons.
created, and it looks like it came out of a souvenir shop yesterday because a gajillion years ago, whenever the first samurai sword got made, it was made because this one already existed. And they were like, all of this whole generation and this whole stylistic approach to sword making in this part of the world was made because these people knew that this legendary sword existed.
And it all cycled back around.
And so they made swords like this. But this one is perfect. And so it looks like
the sword.
It looks like it came out of a souvenir shop yesterday because it is the quintessential samurai sword.
Everything was based off of it, right? So it came full circle back around. And this essentially was the first sword, the first blade to exist. If it was around a long time like that.
Well, in my head, it was just like whatever it looked like at that point in time. I don't know, like whether we'll decide.
Do we want to do that?
We'll decide in the interim.
Sure.
Where it came from, how far back it was. But in my head, it was just like whoever the first person that used it here, that's the form that it was in. Or
well, I kind of wonder if it's one of those things that takes the shape of the user's perception of what the sword would be.
I think so. So like
right, like so if like
whoever
a Celt had it would be a big ass bastard sword, or
maybe
Chinese. If
maybe.
Someone from China had it, would be that.
The question
blade.
is, do you want it to be like that, or do you want it to be like specifically Japanese mythology sword? It's not necessarily something we need to decide now.
I don't think we need to decide now, but I think I want to say no. I want to say that
whatever it was, the first person that had it in Japan,
sure,
this is the form that it took, or this is the, if we want to have some.
Like it's maintained its last
if
form.
you want to have like, just depends on what origin we choose for it. Like if you want to have, well, I guess it not important, but whatever origin it has, its creator or if it's a creature that created it, what would it choose or what would it have been?
Right. We can get into the minutia of that.
We can get into the minutia of that later. And we'll also choose a name for it later because I'm sure we can look up whatever, like Masamune and whatever legendary Japanese sword we want to look up that it can be. I'm sure
we'll find it. We'll find a
Japanese sword,
famous samurai, Musashi or whoever.
Yeah, and create all of those things. I
think we need to figure out. So we've got, what do we have so far? We've got our character.
Yes.
We've got who he is and what he looks like.
Yes.
Why he's in the place where the story is happening. We've got an idea for the sword. We have a rough idea for the ninjas.
I think we probably need to flesh that out some more.
Yeah.
What is the B plot? Because you had
And whatever this villain evil group is. Are they a
evil
rival
villain
ninja group?
and then if
or-
we want to do the like love interest thing, we can do that.
Yeah, I think the love interest is actually his ninja instructor. Maybe we have like a montage type thing where she's teaching him, or we could extend that over a couple of books too, like we did with Kinesis, where we did
just
like
have
3
it be
episodes.
his kendo coach from whatever college he's in. She's foreign exchange student.
Oh, like she's part of this.
Yeah, like
That's interesting.
maybe this is like multinational.
Yeah,
Like corporation's the wrong word. but
Organization.
Organization.
like yeah. So maybe she knew that maybe he was the one and brought him.
She's like an agent for whoever this is,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's like an agent for whatever this is, and maybe she needed to go to Japan for some reason, so she signed them up for some tournament over there,
Yeah,
and the college was like, oh yeah, if you can get in, then if our kendo program's strong enough to get in, then you can do it. So she's training them all, but she also kind of has like an underhanded way to get into that because her agency can get her back to Japan.
yeah.
So they get her back over there, and she's supposed to be in this center that's close to wherever this thing's supposed to go down. And I think that he is a lone wolf, and so he's not going to join these people. He's not going to join whatever it is that she's in. She's going to train him. They're going to do whatever, and maybe like you said, Ra's al Ghul. Maybe whatever this group is has like a little bit of an ulterior motive. And
Yeah.
and
Maybe they both want to rework the world in whatever way, and the sword is what helps them do it.
this guy is the character that we have made is altruistic.
Yes,
He is as
he wants to use the weapon for the right
as
reasons.
annoying as he is, as being the absolute worst. He is the best of us.
He is the hero we deserve.
He is the chivalrous one. This guy already has a name.
Yes,
He already has a hero name. Should we spoil the hero name before we
No, I think we should save
break?
It. I think we save it.
Okay.
What do we think though for what are we thinking for the bad guy? Like, what's our enemy?
That's a good question. I'm not mad at a Ra's al Ghul type.
Like Ninja Master kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm not mad at.
I don't want to do like the
guy.
Lazarus Pit situation or whatever, like they did in
Yeah.
Arrow or
I'm not mad at. Big evil guy that runs the organization that's trying to get his hands on this sword.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do you want to do, villain people who are ninjas who steal artifacts, powerful artifacts? Do you want to do?
I think that would be neat because that gives this particular organization a place in our
It
universe.
also gives us an organization to mess around with in
Yeah.
other stories, in later stories. Once we get for the audience, once we get enough heroes built up, we'll start adding them into this same bucket.
Yeah,
so
we'll
at
start
some
doing
point
books.
it'll be like we may pull, fire hero, or we may pull kinesis, and it's like, okay, well, instead of making a hero today, we're gonna tell another kinesis story, whether it be when he gets to Earth, or his major battle, or
a team up
or a team up, or whatever. Then we'll pull stuff for that, and we'll make new stories with these characters. So we have, if you haven't seen the Kinesis episode, we have Kinesis, and we also have a really cool villain from that. But that really cool villain is like very bent on domination, very powerful, single guy, doesn't really care about anybody else. Villain. This one would give us like a fighting force. This one would give us jobbers. Anytime superheroes in a story need to beat up ninjas, it's probably these guys. You know what I mean?
The Inheritor, that was his name.
Yeah.
The villain. Yeah.
Anytime, and which in comics is every other comic book, you got to beat up some ninjas. This would give us that like anytime you need to beat up ninjas is these guys, and this may not even be the first time they've ever shown up.
Right.
This may be just like, whoever's reading this comic is going, oh, I know these guys from way back when. They've always been the ninja guys.
Yeah, it's the spooky boys in black.
Yeah. It's a great name for him. What do we need to cut for?
Cut to the first draft.
What do we need to cut for? We're done.
So we like the idea of kind of like a Ra's al Ghul Ninja Master sort of thing. Is this going to be our classic superhero fight where the superhero fights someone with the exact same power set as them and he's got to beat them with the power of friendship? Or is this going to be something good?
Maybe we're thinking about this wrong. Maybe not.
Because that always drove me nuts. It's like you watch you see it in comic books, you see it in the comic book TV shows like The Flash or Arrow, where it's like, welcome back to Arrow, where we're fighting another guy with a bow and arrow who's better than Arrow until he's not. Let me give you what I think. Because we keep looking at this sort of the wrong way. We even keep placing this little thing over here. This was supposed to be the hero. Right.
And our hero is very ninja-like. So I think back before, when I was talking about maybe this, like that his teacher has ulterior motives, I think maybe this is two organizations fighting.
No, I agree.
And I think maybe they can both be, because we keep using the Ra's al Ghul thing. Whenever they show up, they typically appear to be like on your side, or they're doing something that isn't just like, we want to destroy the world. Why? Well, just blow it up.
Kind of sucks right now.
It's like, no, they have an ulterior motive, and sometimes it's good, but
Yeah.
they're gonna do it the evil way.
Right.
I think maybe this is. I
Right
think
thing for all the
maybe
wrong
we're
reasons.
actually creating two different evil organizations. We're creating the ninjas that he's sort of working with until he realizes that maybe they're not as good as they're supposed to be.
We're with the bad guys the whole time.
Yes, but I think they're both bad.
Yeah.
They're both
It's
bad.
our Team Aqua, Team Magma.
And they are very much like, oh, we're also looking to get the sword, but we're good guys. Don't worry about it. We want the sword so that it doesn't get in their hands.
We want to shape the world in this way.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
Hold on.
And he gets him and he fights. He's against both of them.
And he ends up against both of them. That way, we get our bad guy ninjas that we don't really have to talk about. But the final bad guy doesn't have to be dude with a sword. Yeah. The final bad guy can be whoever this other shady group of people is. So there's like ninjas and whatever the other version of this guy is. Don't say pirates. I don't say it.
Samurais?
No, because that's exactly what he is.
Yes.
So I think
they're two different
two separate
clandestine organizations.
So we still are creating that like group of ninjas that everybody can fight, and one of those lieutenants is maybe the girl that likes him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other one too could be sort of like how we talked about, kind of bringing them back to do other things. But you look at Argus, for instance. Argus is like they're a bad organization for the right reasons, kind of thing. It could be different countries too. The other ones don't need to be ninjas necessarily.
CERN. I like that we're still creating our ninja group, and that's who's training him. So we still get him being a ninja.
Yeah.
But I think they're mildly less important than the other bad guys. What do we want them to be? Do we want them to be organization that searches down artifacts like we had talked about that maybe they could be? Which also kind of works for pirates. I hate it. I don't want pirates.
There was this, for instance, there is this series of books. A writing partner and I we wrote the pilot for the books. That could work very, very well, written by Steve Bean, or Bean. I can't remember exactly how his last name's pronounced. I apologize if you're watching this. Where there are these swords that all have these very varying abilities that are inherent to them. They're kind of like a high magic system, right? Where it's not like inherently magical, but they have these pushes, and you get flashbacks to like Kamakura era Japan and modern Japan.
It's low magic, right?
I'm thinking high fantasy. High fantasy is like medieval without magic. Whatever. Not important.
High magic is Harry Potter. Low magic is Game of Thrones. But I don't know what high and low fantasy. High and low fantasy I assume high fantasy is magic and wizards and medieval, and low fantasy is medieval.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. So anyway, so they've got these
Specific swords.
She goes after these swords. So like the main character, she's got this big ass sword that is intended to basically, if your intent is to in the pursuit of glory, you lose every fight. Or if you're just fighting
Oilers.
It's the name of the sword. It's got a really long name. And then, but there's other ones that like one is preventative of disaster, and it's like stored inside the palace.
Okay.
And things like that. But there are people that know, there's not a lot of them, but there are people that know that these swords exist and they want them. There's one that makes somebody like immortal, but it like has to be inside you the whole time.
Hot.
Yeah, so like there's a side book where it follows this ninja who she has it like she's got a stump arm, but the sword is inside of her stump arm. And she's like hundreds of years old. Super cool. Sounds terrible, miserable. But anyway, so there are these swords, and like in the first book, it's like the Yakuza and then this organization that builds from them that is pursuing, and like as you learn in the Wayback Machine.
This has become Tavyn's favorite books, the review show.
You go and they'll hop in the Wayback Machine, and you get all of these stories that are interconnected throughout the series of books that talk about and kind of drop hints at all of these individual characters and then pursuing these weapons or dealing with this organization that's pursuing these weapons. So what if they believe that this sword is either one of those or it is one of those things. But I like the idea of, the point I was going with that is like the Yakuza is part of like,
That's the point. That's where you were going.
Yakuza was one of the groups. It was this particular guy in the Yakuza that was pursuing this specific sword because of the one he had.
Yes, but you and I already know a little bit about the sword.
True. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like they believe something doesn't necessarily make it true. Which could be
they could just hunt magic weapons.
Right.
They could just hunt magic weapons, or maybe they're looking for something specific, and we can inadvertently create a very powerful set of items. That's also a very popular comic book thing. I'm sure everyone watching knows the Infinity Stones and the Infinity Gauntlet. Collections of magic items that do other things are also incredibly powerful and things that you need. So maybe putting all of these pieces together or weapons together can create something that they're intending to do, or they just look for all kinds of magical items and try to take them for this organization.
Yeah. It's kind of the point I was going at. It's like they're in constant pursuit of these things, but they are like we discussed, they're both bad organizations, and they want to use these. They're looking for specific things to do certain things.
So then who do we want him to fight at the end? He has to fight someone in melee combat.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be a sword person.
Right. But some sort of Japanese relic type weapon.
I think maybe the Japanese type relics are with this other group, or with the ninjas. I think the ninjas have maybe some magic. I don't know. Maybe they're just really good ninjas. He's got this sword that the ninjas think should belong to them because it's Japanese.
Ooh, is it like a nationalist kind of thing?
I think so.
That'd be kind of interesting.
I think they want it because they believe it belongs to them.
And they don't want the other ones to have it because it
don't
belongs
want
to
the
them.
other ones to have it because they also want to be a really powerful bad organization.
Right, and maybe they want these weapons in defense of Japan.
Exactly. But the sword doesn't care about either. The sword has its own motivation as a magical artifact. And not that it's like alive or anything, but I think it has its own motivation as an artifact and says
To fulfill.
Yeah, and it's like,
prophecy.
I don't care if I'm in the hands of a Japanese national or if I'm in the hands of whoever this evil, or I think it probably does care if it's in the hands of an evil person. It doesn't want anyone, sort of like your glory sword, it doesn't want to be in the hands of anyone whose motivation isn't whatever it
Peace,
was.
essentially.
Peace,
Yeah.
doing good. Or else it wouldn't have chosen him. And I think that's probably in the circle of like their prophecy of it will show up if all these things happen and blah, blah, blah. It does, but it's never going to go to them.
Right, because they think they're pursuing it in peace, but it's through violence, whereas he wants it for protect, or he finds it and he is a protector.
Yeah, and this, yeah, we can figure that part out later, but I think figuring out the villain that he will fight at the end, maybe it's a three-way fight. It's him,
That's kinda what I
and
was
the ninja
thinking.
girl, and this person who I think maybe we don't meet, or if we do, you don't think they're that important. I don't think we meet the heads of either of these organizations. Maybe in the shadows we meet them or talk to them or whatever, but I think it's like she's a lieutenant or a general or very important whatever.
Right, she's up there.
She's not a pawn, she's a knight, bishop, castle kind of thing. And I think that's what both of these characters are.
That's European.
Is there one for shogi?
It's Go.
She's a tile, he's a wait, hold on.
That's Mahjong.
Hold on. Yeah, I think that these are.
I really like the three-way battle kind of thing. I like the idea of the
If
three-way battle.
ninjas, here we go. We need something. We need, if you're gonna like yin yang them, then you do the ninjas who are like the black in the shadows kind of thing, and then we create whatever the opposite of that is for these. So like not.
It's the bad for the good intent, and it's the good the bad intent, or whatever.
Yeah, sort of.
A little bit of each and everything.
Yeah, and maybe this other group truly is like taking these artifacts so they can lock them up and not have people use them. But in a way, that's also bad, because if you were to take this sword that is very good and lock it up so no one can ever use it,
I think that's our Argus. I think that's the not Japanese based organizations. They get all these things because they're dangerous. They want to get them. They want to lock them away. It doesn't matter whose they are. It doesn't matter where they're supposed to be. This is an English museum.
this is this is the epitome of it belongs in a museum.
Yeah, but it's ours. No.
Too strong.
Whereas the Japanese-based organization is like, these are ours. We want them to defend our country.
They belong to us.
Yes, we can use them for what we want to use them for.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is maybe, and that's their big is separation of Japan again.
I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah, you want to start doing the thing?
I think we're in a good spot to do the thing.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a moment with the first draft.